Hello there, Baltimore Cash Campaign volunteers. Thank you so much for taking the time to volunteer with us this tax season. My name is Courtney Bettle. I'm the Program Manager for Financial Security with the Baltimore Cash Campaign. I'm really sorry I can't be with you in person this year. I'm currently on maternity leave, but wanted to take some time to thank you again for volunteering with us and also provide you with all the information that you need to know in order to help all of our tax clients really make the most of tax season. So we're going to spend the next few minutes talking a little bit about the products that we'll be offering this year, some of the fun promotions that we have for our clients, and also some fun things that we have in store for you. So if you have any other questions, feel free to ask your tax site manager. You can ask any of the trainers in the room or any of the other Cash Campaign volunteers. Again, thank you so much for taking the time to volunteer with us. So for the next few minutes, I'm going to take a moment to tell you a little bit more about why we do this thing called asset development at our tax sites, why it's important. We'll talk a little bit about the products and the procedures at our tax sites for helping people to save or get connected with other financial resources. And then we'll also talk a little bit about a few prizes that we also have going on this year for our clients and for you. So asset development is really a term that we use in the field to talk about helping people build wealth, generate savings, and reach their financial goals. And tax time is a great time to do that because people are already thinking about their finances. They hopefully are going to get a really nice refund, and so they may have more money at this time of year than they will at any other point in the year. And then you are spending some time talking about their taxes, you're developing trust in a relationship with them, and so you're someone that they can really rely on to help connect them with safe and affordable products, or help get them connected with other tools and services that can help them in their financial life. So, we're going to be talking about helping them use their tax refunds to save or reach a financial goal, some of the ways that we can connect our clients to banking products, and then also some other resources that we have around helping them boost their income through public benefits or reducing their debt, maybe through referral to credit counseling, or connecting them with financial coaching that can help them reach a financial goal. At all of our sites, clients will be getting tax refunds. Not every client might get a tax refund, and so it's an opportunity to connect them with banking and savings products. At some of our sites, there'll be another resource where we can actually do some benefit screening on that site. And so we'll make some direct referrals to folks who maybe are eligible for things like food stamps or housing assistance and might not be getting those things. And then we can make referrals at all of our sites as well to outside trusted partners who can do things like credit counseling or housing assistance or pro bono legal assistance for clients that might need that. So one of the things we focus a lot on at tax time is making sure that our clients get banked. Oftentimes our clients are getting refunds that, might be $1,500 to $2,000, and if they're not banked, the only option really for them to cash that check would be to take it to a check cashing facility. I don't know if you've ever used a check cashing facility, but they're a service that's definitely meeting a need in a community, but it's definitely not the most affordable way to be banking. A check casher will often charge a client, 1 to 10% of the face value of that check. So, if someone has a $2,000 refund and the check casher charges them 5%, that means that the client's paying $100 just to use their refund. You might have access to free checking accounts that allow you to deposit your checks for free. That's an extra $100 in your pocket. That's a month of a week's worth of groceries or a month of an energy bill. So it's not nothing. And then in addition to that, that's $100 that's lost that they could be saving that, invested in a savings bonds could be worth $540 eventually if it's invested. So we really want to help our clients get connected with banking products if they're not already connected. So we have a variety of options that are safe and affordable at our tax sites. A little bit about our clients. Just Baltimore as a whole, we know has pretty high level of poverty. About 20% are the latest figures. That's about twice as high as the rate for the rest of the state. But more than that, a really interesting measure that we track is something called liquid asset poverty. And liquid asset poverty refers to whether or not you have enough in savings to live at the poverty level for 3 months if you had a disruption in your income. That's the case for a lot of people, either unexpectedly, or maybe they're seasonal workers, or it just happens a lot to folks, and it happens to more than just the income poor. 55% of households in Baltimore are considered to be liquid asset poor, and so that makes them especially vulnerable to financial hardship if there was an income disruption through to a medical emergency or job loss. So what we want to do is really use tax time as an opportunity to help people build a little bit of a buffer between themselves and the next unexpected emergency in their life. So our approach is really that, every person's an expert in his or own life. We don't really try to push or coerce people into taking advantage of these products or savings, but we want to help them understand what their goals are and how these tools and services that we offer might help them reach those goals. A little bit about last year's results. We have a relationship with MECU, Baltimore's credit union, and we're able to help connect 48 of our clients to savings accounts, which allowed them to deposit over $100,000 of tax refunds into savings. That's really huge, especially if you go back and remember that those same clients might have paid 1 to 10% to cash a check, but instead that's all in savings and now accruing interest. For clients who aren't ready for a bank account or want an alternative way of receiving their refund, we are able to connect them with the Express Pay card, which is a prepaid card. They were opened at 8 sites, 74 of them, and over $300,000 were deposited onto those cards as well. Again, saving our clients thousands of dollars in check cashing fees. And then lastly, we're really excited that 135 of our clients saved almost $20,000 with U.S. savings bonds. These are bonds that they are using for their child's education. It might be a way that they're beginning to save for retirement, or just to put some money away for an emergency. So we're really excited to see that as well. So the general idea here is that we just want to offer everyone the opportunity to save. We don't want to push them. We want to use that relationship that we've built with the client to understand what their needs might be so that we can maybe recommend the right tool or product for them. And then everybody has a role at the tax site. This is a direct service volunteer role. And so the site manager will be there to help guide you in helping to talk to people about these products and services, as well as to help you actually open them and enroll people in them. At some of our sites, you'll also have the support of a financial resource volunteer. We'll talk a little bit about their role later, that has had a little bit more training on these and can provide some additional support. And then your job really is just to offer them. We know that just offering a simple nudge to people at tax time can be a really effective way to make sure that they get connected with the financial services that they need. All right, so we'll go now into talking about the 3 products that we're offering this year: savings accounts, a prepaid card, and savings bonds. So again, we have a relationship with MECU that offers free savings accounts to our clients. Again, free, which means that there is no fee. There's also no minimum balance. These savings accounts can be opened with as little as $5, and they earn interest over the life of the deposit in those accounts. When you join a credit union, you actually become a member of that credit union. Unlike a bank where you're just a customer, at a credit union, you become a member and you're actually a shareholder in that company. They'll qualify for other services, and then when the bank earns a profit, they reinvest those profits either back into the existing products, or they distribute those earnings directly to the members of the account. So it's a great way to connect people to banking. It's very simple to open these accounts. There's going to be a folder at your tax site with instructions and paper applications. All you're going to do is provide a copy of the client's driver's license or any official identification. Complete the full application, and then that application needs to be faxed to MECU at the end of every day. And then also the original applications and copy of the driver's license will also be mailed. Your tax manager will probably take care of most of this, so your job will just be to help them complete the application, and then that includes a routing number, and that routing and account number will then go directly into TaxWise. This will allow their tax refund to get directly deposited into that savings account. The client, after that savings account is open, which will be, the MECU does it really quickly. If they open it during the weekday, it's typically within the next 24 hours. If over the weekend, it's usually the next banking day. They'll get a welcome packet in the mail along with a temporary card that they can use with that savings account. Next, we have the ExpressPay card. This is very similar to a debit card, except the reason a lot of our clients like it is that it's a little bit easier to avoid things like overdraft fees or other banking fees, because the amount of money that's on the card is the amount of money that you have to spend. Again, this is a way for them to get their refund directly deposited into an account so that they can avoid check cashings fees. It again is free to open. There's no minimum balance. And what's really nice is that there's no check systems check, which means if they've had issues with banking in the past and have been unable to open a checking account in the past, they will be eligible for the ExpressPay card. This is an instant issue card, which means that your tax site manager will have several stacks of envelopes. These cards will be there in the mail, or there for them. Your site manager will have a stack of these cards that have the cards in them already. All you have to do is activate the card, and then it will be available for use immediately as soon as they leave the tax site. And then when their tax refund is approved by Treasury, it'll be directly deposited on that. Just make sure that you mention that the card has free ATM use within the MoneyPass ATM network. In the Baltimore area, there are lots of MoneyPass ATM locations. All the Royal Farms, Walmart, Kmart, as well as First Mariner Bank and Bay Bank are part of the MoneyPass ATM network, which means that they won't have to pay any ATM fees when they go to withdraw money from that card. Here is a list of just some of the card fees. Again, it's very low fee. Just a couple of ones that I wanted to point out for you. There is 45 cents charge for online bill pay. Less than the cost of a stamp and a whole lot less than using a check casher and purchasing a money order, which is what a lot of our clients do now. If the card is lost or stolen, it's a $3 fee to replace it. And then one thing to make sure the client is aware of is that they shouldn't be using this card necessarily for long-term savings. If the card has a balance on it and it is inactive for 6 consecutive months, it will begin incurring a $5 monthly charge on it. If there's no money left on the card, they don't have to worry. They'll just simply inactivate the card after 6 months of inactivity. Again, just to remind you again of how to open the card comes in an envelope with an information label that has the routing and account number enclosed on it. You're first going to register the card either online or over the phone. The instructions are within the card packet. You'll then enter the routing and account number on the tax return, and then you just proceed with the tax return process thereafter. They can request a permanent card that's personalized with their name on it for free if they'd like. Okay, and then lastly, we have Series 1 U.S. savings bonds. And I know what you're thinking, savings bonds. This is like what my grandmother uses. But savings bonds, especially with interest rates as low as they've been in the past years, have actually been a really decent investment for people. It's also an investment that's guaranteed by the U.S. Treasury. And it can be purchased in really small increments. So for a lot of our clients that might not have had access to more sophisticated investment products and tools, this is a really great place for them to start. Tax time is also the only time of year when you can still receive a paper bond in the mail, which is really nice because a lot of our clients are purchasing these bonds as gifts for their family members. They can be purchased in increments of $50 up to $5,000, and the bond will earn interest for up to 30 years. So this is really meant for the long-term saver because the longer you keep it, the better. As I mentioned, our clients really like to buy these bonds as gifts for their family members. They can actually buy up to 2 gifts for others. So they can buy a total of 3 bonds at tax time. They can buy 1 bond and one bond only for themselves. And then they can buy 2 bonds as gifts for others. A lot of times they're using this to boost Social Security payments or to help their kids save for college. And the interest is compounded every 6 months and is adjusted for inflation. One of the really wonderful things that we've learned recently about bonds is just how large of an impact they have on our clients and changing the trajectory of their kids' lives and their ability to attend and complete college due to savings. Recently, there was a research project that was done by the University of Kansas School of Social Welfare that found that kids with anywhere between $1 and $499 of savings for college, they found were 3 times more likely to attend college and 4 times more likely to graduate from college. You know, that's not a lot of savings, but it's really changed the course of low and moderate income children's lives. And it's partially because purchasing a savings bond represents intent and changes the expectations that people have about what their future is going to be. And so while the dollar amount might be really small in our eyes, we know that it has a really significant impact on our families' lives. So we do want to encourage people, if they can, to purchase bonds. If you know that a client has kids or grandkids, you can let them know that this is a great way to maybe give a great way to save for their kids' college education, or makes a great birthday or Christmas gift. Bonds are the simplest of all the products to offer as well. There's no additional paperwork. You simply fill out a form that's already going to be in the tax software that you're getting trained on. Again, they're going to purchase the bonds. They can purchase in increments of $50 up to $5,000, and they can purchase a total of 3 bonds. And the paper bonds will arrive in the mail in 3 to 6 weeks. If the bond is ever lost or stolen, there's no problem. The bond is connected with the recipient's Social Security number, and so the Treasury Department can always reissue it. Okay, so now that we've talked about all of the products that are available, I want to talk to you a little bit about some extra support that might be available at some of the tax sites. At some of our largest tax sites, and especially on our busiest Saturdays during February, we have special volunteers that are just there to help connect our clients to financial products and services and help them get referrals to off-site help. They're called financial resource volunteers. They're getting a lot more training on these products than you are, and so they're definitely your go-to people in addition to your site managers if you have any questions about these. They're also going to be able to help all of our clients, if they're interested, pull their credit report and get a credit score for free this year. So they're a really great resource for you. In addition, if you ever have any questions about any of the products or you can't remember the procedures, there will be a binder at each of your sites that has detailed instructions that'll be organized by tabs that you can always quickly reference. All right, and so we know tax time is not always fun for people, and we know that saving for something that's long into the future is also sometimes difficult and not very fun. So we want to make it fun for people. This year we've brought back Refund Raffle. This is an incentive for our tax clients to encourage them to save. At your sites, there'll be these raffle cards. They're scratch-off tickets, but unlike the lottery, they don't have to play. They don't have to spend any money to actually get one of these tickets. The scratch off is a chance to instantly win $5. And so all they have to do is split their refund and dedicate at least $50 into savings to be eligible to receive one of these scratch off tickets for a chance to instantly win. They just have to be 18 years of age, eligible for a tax refund. They need to be using Form 8888 to split their refund into 2 accounts. And at least, those accounts have to be funded at least $50 in order to be eligible. They can save in a savings bond or a CD or a savings account. If they brought a retirement account with them, that also qualifies, or they can use our prepaid card. What's also great about the raffle, in addition to a 1 in 3 chance of winning, is that they can keep that scratch-off ticket and visit the website that's located on it, saveyourrefund.com, for a chance to enter an online contest for a much larger prize. We had 2 winners last year who won the weekly $100 prize drawing. We also have some fun site incentives as well for you guys, to encourage you to work together as a team to encourage people to save. So we have a calendar of goals from the first day of tax season through February 19th. We will award prizes to the first place winners and runner-ups for the most scratch-off tickets sold. From February 21st to March 19th, we'll be giving prizes for the most savings bonds sold. And March 20th to April 18th, we'll be giving a prize for the largest bonds sold. We'll have tickets to O's games that we're giving away. We'll bring a fancy catered lunch, maybe from Chipotle, or we'll offer a wine and cheese party, of course, after the tax site has closed, to just thank you for your diligent and hard work this tax season, and especially for encouraging our clients to save their refunds. And then for you all as individuals, in addition to having our great volunteer party that occurs after tax season, throughout the tax season, you can collect stamps every time you help a client enter the refund raffle and encourage them to save at least $50 of their tax refund. Every time you help a client split their refund, ask your site manager to give you a stamp. No matter how many stamps you're able to collect throughout the tax season, make sure you bring that card to our volunteer party, or if you complete your card, you can just leave it with your tax site manager, and we'll enter it into a raffle for drawings for things like movie tickets or grocery store gift cards and things like that. So it's just a really fun way that we want to, again, thank you for encouraging our clients to save. We know it's not always easy, and so we want to just, again, thank you for your hard work in doing that. You don't have to be present at the volunteer party, though, to win. So make sure that before your last volunteer day, you leave your card with your tax site manager so it can be entered into the raffle. Okay, last but not least, I just want to spend a second and talk about referrals to other organizations who might be able to help our clients. Often during the course of the tax preparation process, completing the tax return, you'll learn that a client is having issues maybe keeping up with their bills. Maybe they're having some credit trouble, or they need legal assistance because maybe they're behind on some of their tax returns or some other issue. Again, in your asset development folder and bin, there are going to be referral sheets that you can make for things like legal help, housing assistance, financial coaching, and benefits screening. So if you come across a client that needs any of those types of services, just consult the book. They're partners that we've vetted to make sure that they're reputable. They typically provide their services for free or really low cost. So thank you again so much for spending the tax season with us and offering of your time and your skills and your talent to really help and support our clients. We appreciate it, and we couldn't do it without you. If you have any other questions, please feel free to ask your tax site manager or any of the other Baltimore Cash Campaign staff. Thanks again.